Hey folks, it is Lee from the Upper Darby Township Library coming to you with this month's Teen Craft Center project. So this month we are going to be decorating picture frames with sort of a mosaic kind of idea. If you got a kit from the library, awesome. You've got some materials in it that we'll be using today. If not, there's still time to pick up a kit from the Sellers Library. Just come on into the children's room and pick up a kit and you'll have all the same materials that you'll see me using today. So what I've got is I've got this picture frame. It comes with this little stick that you'll see on the back. There are holes so that you can use it to prop it up when you're done. So that's what this is for, in case you see it and you're like, what is that little stick for? That's what it's for. So you've got your picture frame. Now, if you want to paint your picture frame before you decorate it, go for it. If you have paint at home and you want to do that and let it dry before you do this, amazing, do it. I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to do the mosaic, but if that's an extra step that you would like to add for yourself, I think 100% do it. But what we're going to do is just the mosaic today. So we've got some tacky glue that should be pretty strong and relatively quick drying. I made myself a little dollop. You can't even see because it's white on white. I promise there's a dollop in there. And I'm going to use this little bit of a sponge to spread it onto the picture frame. And then I've got these little rocks that I'm not sure if I'm going to use yet or not. I think that I'm going to go with like a different kind of theme. I thought that I might use them and then I maybe have changed my mind. So we'll see. We'll figure it out as we go. But I've got a bunch of different sequins that I'm pretty excited about. I've got these like gold and silver stars with some white in there as well. And then I've got all these like really cool blue ones, which is my favorite color. So if it's not your favorite color, don't use it, but whatever. So I've got just like regular sequins, and then I've got these cool like, they're circular but like pointy edges. I've got stars, like bigger stars. I've got some like sort of snowflakey, but not quite, sort of reminiscent of snowflakes. And then I've got these like silver ones that are also like sort of reminiscent of snowflakes, but not exactly. And some like greenish ones like that. And then I've got these like greenish regular sequins that I can't decide if I'm going to use them or not either, because I can't tell quite if they're the same color as these. So we'll see. We'll figure it out as we go, right? But all the kits have different types of sequins in them. They might have like a couple of different things. And they've got some rock. They've got some other different things. So everyone is a little bit different. So use what you've got. Use what you might have around the house. Like just go wild with it. But each kit has something to sort of get you started and maybe fire up some creative juices for you. So we are going to get started. So I think what I'm going to do, the strategy that I'm going to use is, number one, I'm going to do like one side at a time so that I don't like just have a bunch of glue drying everywhere that I don't get to. So I'm going to do like the top and bottom and then the sides, I think. And I'm going to start with like bigger stuff first, so then I can like fill in the bits around them, if that makes sense, and sort of use the bigger ones to balance it out so that I don't run out of space to use them or end up feeling too crowded. I can sort of adjust accordingly. So those are my strategies that I think are going to be helpful. So let's get started, right? All right, so get some glue on here. See how it goes. So I'm just going to spread a good layer of glue. And I might even do like a half of this top at a time, so I don't get like too over my head, right? Too much glue on there. So I'm going to start with some of these big guys that I think are really cool and beautiful. Put a couple of them, and I've only got a few of them, so I'm not going to do a ton. I also have these leaves, but I think I want to go with kind of like a wintry motif. So I think I'm going to steer clear of the leaves because they just don't say winter to me. But that's me, and you can do what you want. So I'm going to use one of these guys, which this is what they look like. Aren't they cool? cool. And this has like also, it has stars, but it also has like bigger circular sequins like that, which are cool. I want to use one of them. All right, and I think, well, let me use like one or two of these silver guys. And then I'm gonna fill in with some smaller stuff. Because I think, so like this is what it's looking like so far. So you can see, right? And then I'm gonna fill with some of the like silvery, like gold stars. Because I think that's gonna be really cool looking. Oh, cool, and some of these are like kind of three-dimensional. I don't know if you can see that, but they're like not just like kind of sequins, so those are exciting. So again, your kits will have all kinds of different stuff in them. Some of it will be more three-dimensional. Some of it will just be your flat sequins. And I'm gonna, just sort of scatter a few of the smaller stars on there and try to get them in the glue so that they'll stick. All right, awesome. That's looking fun. All right, so I think that the glue should dry pretty clear. So I am gonna use some of these white ones, even though right now with the glue not dry yet, they're not showing up because the glue is white, so it's white on white right now. But I think that's gonna be okay. We'll see. I'm excited about this. I think it's gonna be kind of evocative of like snow, nighttime snow, which is, sort of a mood right now, right? In January. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do in terms of that right now. I've got a couple of these that I'm just gonna get off of here. And then I wanna do like a couple of these little blue ones. The like little bitty blue ones. But instead I got a giant handful, so we'll see. I'm just like putting them in places that look a little bit empty comparatively. And the cool thing, now that I'm thinking about this, about starting in one area, is that like, if I decided, for instance, that I didn't like these blue sequins as much and I didn't want them to be everywhere, they can just be like a sort of like accent bit in this corner. And then it's like, oh, that's your like accent corner, but it's not like your whole situation, if that makes sense. Like an accent wall, but mosaic style. All right, cool. So here is how that is looking right now, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So I'm gonna continue the rest of this top. Just do a bit more glue here. Just like make sure it's relatively smooth and like an even, pretty thin layer. You don't need a whole lot because like I said, it's pretty strong stuff. So just like, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but just like, yeah, like that. All right, so again, I'm gonna start with my big pieces. Here's this leaf that I keep throwing back. And the little ones you can just kind of drop on because they don't need to be smushed into the glue all that much because they're pretty little and light. And I'm just sort of smushing them around just to make sure that they're touching the glue, really. So that's my top, right? Here we go. And then I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna do the bottom like one bit at a time again. And I'm working right to left because I'm left-handed. And so like I don't know if you're left-handed, you know about the smudge, right? I don't want to have the smudge happening with my situation here. Oh, and I will point out that, I don't know if you can tell, but my glue over here is drying clear. So I am able to see the white stars in there a little bit better now that the glue is starting to dry. So that's good. Confirmed. Can confirm. The glue will dry clear. All right, well, let's keep going. All right, so I think that's all of my little jaggedy circle guys, but that's okay. They were fun while they lasted, and they'll still look good. Ooh, I'm gonna use some of these big circles this time because I am into that. I think I'll use them from this point on instead of the little circles because they look more wintry to me for whatever reason. All right, where did these come from? Right here. All right, and then, so we've got that, and then I'm gonna add some of the little stars. And I'm being pretty, I don't know, for me this is like pretty condensed and like full because I'm not painting it, you know, and so it's all just like the wood color underneath. If you paint it, then you can probably go with like a more sparse pattern if you want to. Again, totally up to you if you want to paint it and then like totally slather it and like have it super dense also, like awesome, go for it. But that's like, for me, if I painted it, I might go with something more sparse, but I want to cover as much of the wood frame with the sequins as I can because I'm not painting it. So again, just like, you know, some ways to think about how you want to go about it. All right, so moving on, other half of the bottom. Cool. Looks like that. All right. And so then I'm gonna do the two sides and then I'll be done. And again, I'm gonna do them like one half at a time because it's big. And I don't want my glue to dry out before I can get done with it. Because this glue is drying pretty quickly, like definitely my top like is almost entirely dry. Like certainly the first like quarter that I did is dry. The first half of the top is dry. Yeah, so it's definitely like all but the last bit are almost dry at this point. So it definitely dries pretty quickly. So you sort of have to move quickly, but it's all good. I'm just sort of like dropping them into like a general area and then like smushing them around with my finger, which is working pretty well. Okay. Turns out this is sharp, these little stars. We are almost done. There's one more little spot to do. Awesome. So, here we go. And that was super simple. And I think it's pretty cute. And That's gonna dry in like the next few minutes, and then you can use it to put a picture in. So super simple. I hope you enjoy your kit. I hope you enjoy decorating your picture frames, and please send us pictures, post on our social media. If you do one, we would love to see what you come up with. All right. See you next month for Teen Craft Center, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.